Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Bringing down shots and getting going. Investigate the photographs for Friday, February 2nd for a really long time. Spoilers bother bunches of show. This will be an episode you won't have any desire to miss. Days spoilers. Stephanie, Abigail Klein, shocks Everett, Blake Barris, when she makes a confirmation. Recall when it appeared as though Everett would have been the one admitting. Could it be said that she is letting him know that she would rather not keep him in that frame of mind, all things considered? Since they sure seem as though they are drawing nearer as Everett pulls her to him. Things might relax as Liquor hopes to reach out. These two beginning bringing down certain shots, yet how rapidly will that get the sentiment streaming? Because these two will soon be kissing, it appears that it will happen quickly. Not just that, search for Stephanie and Everett to make a beeline for bed. Will the two have intercourse? It sure seems as though it. Look at it for yourself in the slideshow underneath. Does Maggie's unexpected supper visitor mean awful time for Zara? On the Friday, February 2nd episode of Days of Our Lives, another possibly grievous supper starts, uniting Maggie, Constantine, Xander, and Sarah. A catastrophe waiting to happen. Constantine, John Capello's, is that visitor who hangs around too long, disturbing one Salem occupant after another. What's more, with John Dark, Drage Hodgson, displaying disturbing characteristics subsequent to being in this man's presence, it's the ideal opportunity for him to go. In any case, Constantine continues to track down ways of staying close by. Maggie, Suzanne Rogers, plans to bring Constantine to a dinner with Xander, Paul Telfer, and Sarah, Lindsay Godfrey. Presently Sarah just endures the man while Constantine and Xander altogether could do without one another. All things considered, there's set of experiences there. Besides, there's a gigantic mystery the Greek companion of Victor's has been keeping from Xander. Specifically, that he's the legitimate successor to the Kiriakis' fortune, not Alex, Robert Scott Wilson. Will this supper present stewing pressure and a weighty portion of show? Accidental interference. Two others who probably won't be entertained, John and Marlena, Deidre Lobby. Since their alone time at the penthouse is going to get busted. Correct, Brady, Eric Martsolf, and Teresa, Emily O'Brien, show up to demolish John and Marlena's tranquil night inadvertently. Indeed, John needs however much rest as could reasonably be expected, thinking about his ongoing rest and dreaming issues. Maybe it is brought about by recollections as the pawn. Eventually, it presumably won't be an issue. Since the couple will be eager to assist Brady, and somewhat, Teresa, with their concerns, isn't that so? It's how they help loved ones. Disappointment and disclosure. It's not difficult to sort out why Stefan, Brandon Barish, and Ava, Tamara Braun, abruptly wind up in a similar physically baffled circumstance. They are clearly separated from one another. Gabby and her wrecked leg are in jail. With respect to Harris, Steve Burton, and Ava, they're at present on inverse sides of the law. So what are Stefan and Ava going to do about their situation? Go to one another or summon up the solidarity to handle this drought all alone? At long last, Everett, Blake Barris, as of late uncovered his affection for Stephanie, Abigail Klein. He wanted for a departure from the companion zone for something more significant. Presently it's the ideal opportunity for Stephanie to make a shocking admission to Everett. Will they draw nearer after her disclosure? Or then again, will it make them move away from one another? Days of Our Lives spoilers for Friday, February 2nd suggest that when Constantine Melianis, John Capello's, comes over for dinner, there may be trouble at Maggie Kiriakis, Suzanne Rogers' house. Brady Dark, Eric Martsolf, and Teresa Donovan, Emily O'Brien, interfere with John Dark, Drake Hodgson, and Marlena Evans, Deidre Corridor's tranquil time at home. Ava Vitali, Tamara Braun, and Stefan Demera, Brandon Barish, fall into one another's arms. Constantine Melianis continues to turn up. Days of Our Lives spoilers recommend that Constantine resembles bad news that keeps on appearing each time you accept you have disposed of him. Here he returns once more. John has been tormented for certain quite terrible bad dreams since running into Constantine, and Steve Johnson, Stephen Nichols, has been impacted also. Maggie welcomes Sarah Horton, Lindsay Godfrey, and Xander Cook, Paul Telfer, to supper and bring Constantine along. Xander and Constantine are not exactly friends, and Sarah has doubts about him as well. After all, Xander is being denied his true inheritance by Constantine. Given their animosity, will these two create a lot of drama? Spoilers for DOL, Brady Dark and Teresa Donovan crash Darlena's night. John has been definitely disapproving of lack of sleep subsequent to encountering Constantine. The fact that John recently heard from Steve Johnson, Stephen Nichols, about Constantine and his knowledge of the pawn is undoubtedly not helping these circumstances. All things considered, John doesn't recollect half of that time and Steve absolutely isn't talking. In any case, John is consistently there to help his child at whatever point he really wants it, as is Marlena. What is dire to the point that these two need assistance around midnight? Is their son experiencing a problem that necessitates immediate intervention? Might Brady and Teresa at any point offer Marlena and John an update after the letters they got today? Risky medications and more hazardous men. A great deal will occur on Days of Our Lives during the forthcoming 7-day stretch of February 5th to 9th, 2024. It prods that one man is searching for replies while another is concealing reality. Tune in the following week so you can get all of the activity in Salem. Week after week recap. Monday, January 29th, 2024. Mysteries spilled all over Salem. Everett, Blake Barris, confessed to Stephanie, Abigail Klein, that he wasn't happy being in the friend zone, and by the end of the show, they were sleeping together, literally, overnight, without sex. Marlena, Deidre Lobby, sent Stephen Nichols, searching for John, Drake Hodgson, who was out late alone. Steve tracked down him and admitted that Constantine, John Capellos, is familiar with the pawn, which stunned John. Kate, Lauren Koslow, stood up to Harris, Steve Burton, about Lucas, Brian Datillo, being missing, so he took her to a room at the bar and rejoined the mother and child. At long last, Alex, Robert Scott Wilson, and Teresa, Emily O'Brien, played a round of Truth or Dare. Paulina, Jackie Harry, sought assistance from Sarah, Lindsay Godfrey, but Sarah eventually let her call Chanel, Raven Bowens, who then called Johnny, Carson Boatman, to come to her aid. Leo, Greg Rickard, spotted Stephanie leaving Everett's, the last option attempted to cause harm control. Steve tried to talk to Kayla, Mary Beth Evans, about the threat from Constantine, John Capellos, but he didn't say anything. Ava, Tamara Braun, barbecued Wendy, Victoria effortlessness on her aims and afterward was irritated by Stefan, Brandon Barish, who attempted to get worked up. Johnny gave Uncle Stefan trouble about undermining Gabby. Johnny requested that Chad be his best man and got a talk about how he shouldn't drag Chanel into their terrible family. This made him recommend to Chanel they defer the wedding. Prior, Paulina chided Chanel about approaching her like a child as they arranged her wedding. Xander, Paul Telfer, went searching for EJ, Dan Feuerriegel, thinking he was the secret guest, invigorate your memory on that here, yet found Stefan, who he told his experience as a crook was finished. Alex uncovered his desirous side to Brady, Eric Martsolf, who advised him to deal with it. Jada, Elia Cantu, who was celebrating their most recent drug bust, was concerned that Harris wouldn't let Ava go. They went to the bar and everybody toasted Roman, Josh Taylor, for his long stretches of administration to the Salem Police Division. Sloan, Jessica Surfety, and Eric's, Greg Vaughn, endeavors for closeness were interfered with by Leo, Melinda, Tina Huang, and Marlena. The center one Sloan owned up to not thinking she was removed to be a mother. Needing to accelerate the case, Lucas gathered Chad and Everett for a meeting, which Harris strolled in on. Prior, Harris talks through his Ava sentiments with Marlena. Brady tackled Teresa's work emergency, disturbing a delicate Alex. He got a word of wisdom from Maggie, Suzanne Rogers, yet when he dismissed her,